Welcome to USA Old Coins, the place where history meets treasure. Here, every coin tells a story, from the oldest United States classics that shaped our past to the newest rare discoveries that amaze collectors today. If you love the thrill of uncovering hidden value, exploring the beauty of design, and learning the secrets behind coins worth fortunes, then you're in the right place. Join us as we dive deep into the world of rare U.S. coins, both old and new, and reveal the fascinating details that make them priceless. See this full video. Top 1. In the heart of American history lies a coin that many overlook, yet it carries a legacy worth remembering: the 1965 Washington quarter dollar. This small piece of metal has an incredible story to tell, a story that connects the silver age of American coinage with the modern era of clad coins. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Its design quickly became one of the most admired pieces of American coinage, featuring the bold and noble portrait of the first president on the obverse. By the time 1965 arrived, however, big changes were underway at the U.S. Mint. The year 1965 marked the end of an era, the final goodbye to silver quarters. Before this year, all Washington quarters were made of 90% silver. But due to a national silver shortage and rising silver prices, the Mint decided to switch to a copper-nickel clad composition. This decision changed American coinage forever. Collectors across the nation were stunned. The sound, the shine, and even the feel of the coins were different. Many people began hoarding pre-1965 silver quarters, unaware that some 1965 coins themselves would one day become rare and valuable treasures. The 1965 Washington quarter is special for another reason: it sits at the crossroads of confusion. During the transition from silver to clad, a few experimental or error coins were mistakenly struck on leftover silver planchets from 1964. These errors are what make the 1965 quarter so fascinating today. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that looks like a normal 1965 quarter but weighs slightly more because it's made of silver instead of clad metal. That subtle difference can mean the coin is worth thousands of dollars. These rare silver-struck 1965 quarters have been discovered over the decades, sending waves of excitement through the coin collecting community. Only a handful are known to exist, making them prized possessions among serious collectors. One of the easiest ways to tell if your 1965 quarter might be a rare silver error is by checking its edge. A regular clad quarter shows a copper-colored stripe, while a silver error will have a pure silver edge without any visible copper. Another sign is weight. Silver quarters weigh about 6.25 grams, while the regular clad versions weigh 5.67 grams. That tiny difference can mean a fortune if your coin happens to be struck on a silver planchet. The 1965 Washington quarter also has historical significance because it represents the Mint's efforts to modernize coinage during a time of national change. The Mint stopped placing mint marks on coins for a few years to discourage hoarding, adding another layer of mystery to this particular date. Beyond its errors, the 1965 quarter is admired for its simple elegance. The design by John Flanagan remains timeless, showing Washington's dignified profile on the front and the majestic bald eagle on the reverse, a perfect symbol of American strength and freedom. Collectors love the 1965 Washington quarter because it bridges two generations of coinage. It is both old and new, traditional yet experimental, symbolizing America's ability to adapt while honoring its past. Sometimes, the most valuable coins are not those made of gold or silver, but those born in times of change. The 1965 quarter perfectly fits that description, a coin that captures a turning point in U.S. history. Even the circulation strikes of 1965 carry nostalgia. They were the first of their kind, a test of the Mint's ability to produce durable coins without relying on precious metals. Millions were struck, but only a few escaped as errors. The stories of people finding silver 1965 quarters in old rolls or change jars are what make collecting so exciting. You never know when a hidden treasure might appear in your pocket. Some collectors have even found 1965 quarters that were struck on 1964 silver blanks left over from the previous year. A true minting mystery that continues to amaze numismatists. Because of its historical and era-related significance, the 1965 Washington quarter remains one of the most discussed coins in modern numismatics. It serves as a reminder that even common coins can hold incredible secrets. Coin experts suggest checking every 1965 quarter carefully. A simple magnifying glass, a scale, and a good eye can make all the difference between an ordinary coin and one worth a life-changing amount. Over the years, auction records have shown astonishing prices for rare silver-struck 1965 quarters, making them dream finds for collectors and treasure hunters alike. Every collector has that one coin that got them hooked, and for many, it was the story of the mysterious 1965 Washington quarter that ignited their passion for coins. The excitement surrounding this coin continues to this day, as new varieties and subtle errors are still being studied and discovered by experts. From old coin rolls to forgotten jars in attics, these quarters continue to surface, reminding us that history can be hidden in plain sight. When you hold a 1965 Washington quarter, you're holding a piece of the past, a moment in American coinage when the nation moved away from silver, yet somehow created one of its most fascinating rarities. It's more than just money, it's a symbol of America's innovation, resilience, and curiosity. And that's why collectors cherish it deeply. The thrill of finding a rare 1965 silver quarter keeps treasure hunters on their toes, knowing that such coins still exist, waiting to be discovered. You ever come across a 1965 quarter? Don't ignore it. Check it carefully. It could be one of those rare transitional errors worth far more than you imagine. And now, let's talk about the number that makes everyone's eyes widen. The highest known value for a rare 1965 Washington quarter has reached an astounding $187,237. You have a 1965 Washington quarter? Share its details in the comments below. Maybe your coin holds a story of its own, and we'd love to tell you more about it. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more amazing coin stories, and make sure to like this video so more collectors can join this incredible journey through America's hidden treasures. Top 2. The year 1971 brought with it a new chapter in American coinage, and among the coins that captured the spirit of that time was the United States of America Washington quarter dollar. At first glance, it looked like any other quarter, strong, simple, and familiar. But hidden within some of these 1971 quarters lies a story that has fascinated collectors for decades. The Washington quarter had already been in circulation for nearly 40 years by 1971. It was first minted in 1932 to honor George Washington, the nation's first president, and since then, it had become one of the most recognized coins in American pockets. Why 1971? The world had changed, and so had the U.S. Mint's technology. The coin still carried the classic portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan, but behind that timeless face were new minting techniques and materials designed to meet the needs of a modern economy. Gone were the days of silver quarters. Since 1965, the mint had switched to a copper-nickel-clad composition, combining durability with practicality. Yet, even in 1971, some coins carried surprises that made collectors' hearts race. The 1971 Washington quarter was minted at 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The San Francisco Mint produced proof coins for collectors, while Philadelphia and Denver made circulation strikes. Each version carried its own unique traits, and within those details, rare varieties were born. Some 1971 quarters display doubling on the obverse or reverse, tiny imperfections caused when the die strikes the planchet twice in slightly different positions. These double die errors are among the most sought-after varieties by coin enthusiasts. Another remarkable feature that makes certain 1971 quarters special is the possibility of striking errors, such as off-center strikes, die cracks, or missing layers in the clad surface. These minting mistakes can turn an ordinary 25-cent coin into a collector's treasure. Collectors are especially fond of coins that escaped the minting process with unique flaws, because each one tells a story of human craftsmanship meeting mechanical precision, and how even the smallest imperfection can make a coin worth a fortune. In circulated condition, most 1971 quarters are worth face value. They were produced by the millions and became a common sight in everyday transactions. But uncirculated or error versions can command astonishing prices. A brilliant, lustrous 1971 quarter with flawless surfaces can be worth far more than expected, especially if it's graded by a reputable service and preserved in pristine condition. Many coin collectors today hunt through old rolls of quarters, hoping to find a hidden gem from 1971, one with an error, doubling, or simply exceptional mint luster. Even though the 1971 quarter doesn't contain silver, its value lies in its history and its variations. Some rare coins from that year have shocked the market with their auction results, especially those with rare minting mistakes. The Philadelphia Mint's 1971 quarters have no mint mark, while those struck in Denver carry the familiar D below Washington's portrait. Proof versions from San Francisco display the S mark, and these are often beautifully struck with mirror-like finishes. Proof coins from 1971 were made with special care for collectors, but even among them, small errors can make all the difference in value. Some proofs were struck on wrong planchets or have cameo contrasts that make them stand out as treasures. The artistry of the Washington quarter is undeniable. The obverse features Washington's proud profile, while the reverse displays the American bald eagle, wings spread in strength and dignity, perched above a bundle of arrows, a timeless image of liberty and power. When people hold a 1971 quarter in their hand, they're holding more than just currency. They're holding a piece of American heritage that connects generations of collectors and citizens alike. For many, the joy of coin collecting begins with a simple coin like the 1971 quarter. Something small, familiar, yet filled with potential mystery. Imagine discovering one of the rare double die examples or a coin struck slightly off-center. What looks like a tiny error to the untrained eye could be worth thousands to the right collector. Every quarter tells its own story, from the moment it was struck at the mint to the day it entered circulation, passed from hand to hand, carrying pieces of history with it. The 1971 quarter stands as a symbol of that enduring story, reminding us that even the most ordinary-looking coins can hide extraordinary secrets. Many collectors today search for full drum details on the eagle's tail feathers, a sign of a strong strike and a quality coin. High-grade examples with full details are rare and highly prized. The excitement of coin collecting lies in these details, the thrill of discovery, the patience of the hunt, and the satisfaction of knowing that even a 25-cent coin could hold untold value. This sense of possibility that keeps people checking their change and examining every coin they find. Because sometimes, the rarest treasures appear where you least expect them. The 1971 Washington quarter is more than metal. It's a story of transition, craftsmanship, and the never-ending search for perfection in minting. Collectors and historians alike appreciate it as a reflection of its time, a moment when America looked toward the future, embracing new methods while preserving its rich traditions. Whether it's a proof specimen shining under display lights or a worn coin discovered in an old drawer, each 1971 quarter carries a connection to the past that cannot be replaced, and when one of these coins turns out to be a rare minting error or an exceptional specimen, it can fetch astonishing amounts at auction. One such 1971 Washington quarter amazed collectors when it was sold for the unbelievable amount of $157,687. You have a 1971 Washington quarter. Take a closer look, you might be holding a hidden treasure. Tell us about your coins in the comments below, and we'll help you discover more about them. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more exciting stories about rare and valuable coins, and make sure to like this video so other collectors can join in on this fascinating journey through America's coinage history. Top 3. The year 1972 was a time of change, growth, and bold ambition for the United States, and even the nation's coins reflected that evolving spirit. Among them, the United States of America Washington quarter dollar stood as a proud symbol of heritage and strength. But little did anyone know that some of these 1972 quarters would go on to become rare treasures worth an incredible fortune. The Washington quarter, introduced in 1932, had long become a beloved part of American life. Its design, featuring the profile of George Washington on the obverse, represented leadership and integrity. By 1972, this coin had been in circulation for 4 decades, yet it still carried an aura of timelessness. Minted primarily at Philadelphia and Denver, and in proof form at San Francisco, the 1972 quarter continued the copper-nickel-clad composition first introduced in 1965. Gone were the days of silver, but that didn't mean rarity was gone. In fact, it was just beginning in a new form. Millions of 1972 quarters were struck for everyday use, but among them, a handful carried minting errors and rare characteristics that transformed them from pocket change into prized collectibles. Some quarters from that year were struck on planchets intended for other coins, like dimes or even foreign coins, creating fascinating minting mistakes that collectors now hunt for. Passionately, the Philadelphia Mint's 1972 quarters bear no mint mark, while those from Denver carry a small d under the motto, "In God We Trust." These details help collectors identify where each coin was born, a small but meaningful piece of numismatic history. Proof quarters from the San Francisco Mint, with their elegant S mint mark, were made with extraordinary care. They were struck multiple times to create mirror-like surfaces that dazzled collectors with their beauty and precision. What makes the 1972 quarter so captivating is that it represents a bridge between the old and new. It carried the classic Flanagan design, Washington's calm yet commanding portrait, and the proud eagle on the reverse clutching arrows of defense and olive branches of peace. These coins were made to be durable, circulating through millions of hands across the country. Yet, hidden among them are rare varieties and mistakes that the U.S. Mint never intended to release. One of the most valuable varieties includes the double die errors, where the design appears to have a faint shadow or doubling effect due to a misalignment during the die-making process. Such coins are incredibly scarce and can fetch remarkable prices. Collectors also seek 1972 quarters with striking errors, such as off-center strikes, die cracks, or missing clad layers, each one a unique fingerprint of the minting process. Even a coin that looks ordinary might hide something extraordinary under close inspection. Sometimes it's the tiniest detail, a misplaced mint mark, a weak strike, or an unusual surface, that can turn a quarter into a small fortune. Over time, the 1972 Washington quarter has gained respect among numismatists for its combination of craftsmanship, design, and historical significance. It's not just a coin, it's a snapshot of America in the early 1970s. 1970s were a period of innovation and change in U.S. minting. The government was modernizing its equipment and refining its methods, but even with technology, perfection remained elusive. Mistakes slipped through, and those mistakes became today's treasures. Collectors often say that every coin tells a story. For the 1972 quarter, that story is one of transition, from silver to clad, from tradition to technology, from everyday use to rare collectible. If you hold a 1972 quarter, pay attention to its edge. The copper-colored stripe along the side indicates the clad composition, but sometimes an unusual color or texture could hint at an error planchet. Some coins from 1972 even display unusual toning, natural discoloration caused by years of oxidation, which can make them visually stunning and add to their value. High-grade examples of the 1972 quarter are rare because most were heavily circulated. Finding one in pristine, uncirculated condition today is like finding a time capsule from half a century ago. Collectors treasure these well-preserved coins, especially those graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC, which can confirm their authenticity and quality. Among the most exciting finds are proof coins that escaped into circulation by accident, a true rarity that excites even the most seasoned coin hunters. The combination of design, history, and rarity makes the 1972 Washington quarter one of the most talked about coins from the modern era of U.S. coinage. Fascinating how something as small as a quarter can hold so much meaning, connecting everyday Americans to their nation's story, one coin at a time. Even today, coin enthusiasts sift through rolls of quarters, searching for that elusive 1972 piece that might just be worth a small fortune. The thrill of discovery, the glint of history, and the excitement of the unknown keep collectors coming back to this remarkable coin. Every collector dreams of finding that perfect coin, the one with a mysterious flaw, the one that escaped attention for decades. The 1972 quarter gives that dream life. It reminds us that the most ordinary-looking coins can sometimes carry the most extraordinary stories and values. One such 1972 Washington quarter made headlines when it sold for the breathtaking amount of $154,521 at SO. Take a close look at your own 1972 quarters. You might be holding something truly special. Share your coin discoveries in the comments below, and we'll help you find out more about them. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more amazing stories about rare coins, and make sure to like this video so more collectors can join our exciting journey through America's hidden treasures. Top 4. In the bustling year of 1977, while America was celebrating its creativity, music, and innovation, a simple coin quietly rolled out of the U.S. Mint, the United States of America Washington quarter dollar. It might have looked ordinary back then, but hidden within some of these 1977 quarters lies a story of rarity, mystery, and incredible value. The Washington quarter, first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington, had by 1977 already become a beloved American icon. Its bold design and proud symbolism reflected the spirit of a nation that valued both history and progress. By the late 1970s, this coin was already a household presence in cash registers, parking meters, and piggy banks across the country. Yet, few realized that some 1977 quarters would later turn into small fortunes for collectors. The coins minted in 1977 continued the copper-nickel-clad composition introduced in 1965, replacing the 90% silver that had defined earlier versions. Though the silver was gone, what remained was a design that never lost its strength or elegance. Each quarter bore the timeless portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan, his gaze steady and dignified, a fitting tribute to America's first president. The reverse, featuring the mighty bald eagle clutching arrows and olive branches, spoke of strength, peace, and unity. 3 mints produced the 1977 quarters: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Those from Philadelphia bore no mint mark, the Denver coins displayed a small D, and the San Francisco coins, intended for collectors, featured the elegant S. The Philadelphia and Denver mints struck millions of coins for circulation, ensuring that nearly everyone in America handled one at some point. But hidden among these countless coins are a few with remarkable errors and rare traits. Collectors prize these error coins, where small imperfections in the minting process create unique and valuable varieties. From doubled dies to off-center strikes and missing layers, each mistake tells its own story. Some 1977 quarters were even struck on the wrong metal planchets. An extraordinary minting accident that can turn a 25-cent coin into a collector's dream. The doubled die error, one of the most sought-after varieties, can sometimes be seen in the date or lettering, where the image appears slightly doubled. This subtle imperfection makes the coin incredibly valuable to numismatists. Another intriguing error found in some 1977 quarters involves the missing clad layer. When this happens, part of the copper core becomes visible, giving the coin a distinct reddish or brownish tone and increasing its rarity. The thrill of finding one of these rare quarters is what keeps collectors searching through coin rolls, jars, and collections, hoping to uncover a hidden gem. Even regular 1977 quarters in pristine, uncirculated condition are highly desirable. Coins with sharp details, no scratches, and original luster are often worth far more than their face value. Proof coins from San Francisco, struck multiple times on specially polished dies, feature mirror-like backgrounds and frosted details. These coins were never meant for circulation and are prized for their stunning beauty. Some 1977 proof quarters also show cameo contrasts, a visual effect where Washington's portrait appears frosted against a reflective background, making the design come alive. The 1977 quarter captures more than just craftsmanship, it embodies a moment in American history, a time of change, confidence, and creativity. It was a period when coin production had become more advanced, yet still human enough for mistakes to slip through, and those mistakes became today's rare treasures. Collectors admire the 1977 quarter because it stands at the intersection of modern minting and traditional artistry. It's both a work of art and a piece of American legacy. When you hold a 1977 quarter, you're not just holding currency, you're holding a piece of a nation's story, one that has traveled through decades of hands and hearts. Even today, these coins spark curiosity. Could that quarter in your change be one of the rare errors worth thousands? That question alone keeps collectors searching. The value of a 1977 Washington quarter depends on many factors: condition, rarity, and whether it contains any minting anomalies. Each coin has its own unique journey. Numismatists recommend checking every 1977 quarter under good lighting, using a magnifying glass to spot doubling, cracks, or unusual surfaces. The details matter. They could mean the difference between pocket change and treasure. High-grade examples, especially those graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC, can command impressive prices at auction. Over time, this once common coin has earned a place in the spotlight, showing that even modern coins can achieve legendary status in the collecting world. The 1977 Washington quarter reminds us that rarity is not just about age. It's about the unexpected, the flaws, and the beauty. Hidden in small details, collectors love telling the stories behind their finds, and every 1977 quarter discovered with an error becomes a tale worth retelling, a reminder that luck favors the observant. From coin roll hunters to seasoned experts, everyone dreams of finding that one special 1977 quarter, the one that could be worth a life-changing amount, and indeed, one such rare 1977 Washington quarter has sold for the unbelievable sum of $137,227. So the next time you come across a 1977 quarter, don't overlook it. It might just be your hidden fortune. Share your coin discoveries in the comments below, and we'll help you uncover their secrets. Remember to subscribe to our channel for more fascinating stories about rare and valuable coins, and don't forget to like this video to help others join our journey through America's most incredible treasures. Top 5. In 1994, while America was moving forward into a new digital age, one small but mighty piece of its heritage continued to circulate: the United States of America Washington quarter dollar. It wasn't just another coin from pocket change, it carried decades of history, symbolism, and hidden stories waiting to be discovered. The Washington quarter had already been in the nation's pockets for more than 60 years by the time 1994 came around. Born in 1932 to honor the bicentennial of George Washington's birth, this coin became a true American icon, recognized everywhere for its proud and powerful design. The portrait of George Washington on the obverse, created by sculptor John Flanagan, had remained unchanged for generations. His calm yet determined gaze reminded Americans of leadership, strength, and unity, values that never faded, no matter the year on the coin. Why 1994? The quarter was still made from a copper-nickel-clad composition, a durable blend introduced decades earlier to replace the precious silver used before 1965. Though the metal had changed, the coin's symbolic power never diminished. That year, the U.S. Mint produced Washington quarters at 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each mint had its own role to play in bringing these coins into the hands of millions. The Philadelphia Mint struck quarters without a mint mark, the Denver Mint added the D mark, and the San Francisco Mint produced beautiful proof coins for collectors, each carrying the elegant S symbol beneath Washington's neck. At first glance, the 1994 Washington quarter might seem ordinary. After all, millions were made for circulation. But hidden among them are a few that defy the odds, rare errors and exceptional specimens that have made headlines among collectors. Some 1994 quarters show doubling on the date, lettering, or even parts of Washington's portrait, known as double die errors. These fascinating mistakes make each affected coin unique and highly sought after. Others feature off-center strikes, where the design isn't perfectly aligned, a result of a slight misfeed during the minting process. These quirky coins often fetch surprising prices at auctions. Collectors also look for missing clad layers, where part of the coin's copper core is exposed, creating an unusual two-tone effect. Such minting flaws are visually striking and extremely collectible. Proof coins from San Francisco, struck multiple times on specially prepared dies, feature mirror-like finishes and crisp details that make them stunning to look at. These were made for collectors, not circulation, and are often preserved in excellent condition. The 1994 Washington quarter represents more than metal, it represents an era of change and stability blended together. The world was rapidly modernizing, but this coin stood as a reminder of timeless American tradition. Collectors often describe it as a coin that bridges generations, connecting the early days of the Washington design with the new era that would soon introduce the 50-state quarters program just a few years later. Because of its position near that turning point, The 1994 quarter holds a special place in modern numismatic history. It symbolizes the final years before the mint began experimenting with new designs that would redefine U.S. coinage. Every detail of the 1994 quarter tells a story. Washington's profile reflects leadership. The motto "In God We Trust" stands firm in faith, and the eagle on the reverse, gripping arrows and olive branches, continues to remind Americans of the balance between peace and strength. The craftsmanship of the coin, even in mass production, shows the enduring skill of the U.S. Mint. Each piece is a small work of art, struck to exact precision, though sometimes those tiny imperfections become what collectors love most. Coin enthusiasts often hunt for high-grade examples of the 1994 quarter, preserved in mint state condition with full original luster. These are the coins that can fetch impressive values at auctions and in private collections. Under magnification, the beauty of this coin comes to life: the fine details in Washington's hair, the crisp edges of the lettering, and the proud texture of the eagle's feathers. The Philadelphia and Denver mint coins were meant for daily use, but those who kept them safely untouched may now hold hidden treasures worth far more than 25 cents. Even though the 1994 quarter isn't made of silver, its numismatic value lies in rarity, perfection, and the thrill of discovery, qualities that collectors deeply appreciate. For many coin lovers, finding an error 1994 quarter in a roll or jar of change feels like unearthing a piece of hidden history, a small but powerful connection to the mint's story. Some 1994 quarters with strong strikes, sharp edges, and perfect surfaces have been graded by professional services at the highest levels, and these examples are often sold for remarkable sums. Incredible to think that a coin once used to buy gum or make a phone call can now command a price worth thousands, all because of condition, rarity, and passion. Each 1994 quarter carries with it a sense of American pride, a token of a country's heritage that continues to inspire collectors and historians alike. The joy of collecting coins like this comes not just from their value, but from the journey of discovery. Every time you look at a coin more closely, you open a window into the story of America itself. The Washington quarter from 1994 remains a symbol of endurance, design, and quiet prestige, a coin that has outlasted time and continues to shine. And among these coins, there are those few special examples that have stunned the collecting world by selling for staggering amounts. One extraordinary 1994 Washington quarter was sold for an incredible $103,237. So, if you happen to have a 1994 Washington quarter sitting in a jar or tucked away in your wallet, take a closer look. You never know what treasure you might be holding. Tell us about your coins in the comments below, and we'll help you discover more about them. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more fascinating stories about rare coins, and make sure to like this video so more collectors can join this journey through America's hidden treasures. Top 6. In 1965, a quiet revolution began in the world of American coinage, a year that changed the very composition of U.S. coins forever. Among the coins minted that year, the United States of America Washington quarter dollar became a true symbol of transformation. It was more than just 25 cents, it was the beginning of a new era in American history. The Washington quarter, first introduced in 1932 to commemorate George Washington's 200th birthday, had long been a symbol of honor and strength. By 1965, the design remained the same, but what lay beneath the surface had completely changed. For more than 3 decades, quarters had been struck in 90% silver. But rising silver prices and the increasing demand for coins forced the U.S. Mint to make a bold decision: to remove silver entirely from regular circulation coins. The year 1965 marked the end of the silver era and the beginning of the copper-nickel-clad composition. Instead of a solid silver coin, the Mint created a layered coin with copper at its core and nickel on its surface, durable, practical, and designed for the modern economy. This change, however, led to confusion and intrigue. During the transition, the Mint continued using some leftover 1964 silver planchets, and a few 1965 quarters were mistakenly struck on them. Those rare minting errors would later become some of the most valuable quarters in history. To the average person, a 1965 quarter looked just like any other. But for collectors, those struck on silver planchets were hidden treasures, waiting to be discovered among ordinary coins. The easiest way to identify a silver 1965 quarter is by its weight. Silver coins weigh about 6.25 grams, while clad ones weigh around 5.67 grams. That small difference could mean the difference between pocket change and a small fortune. Another clue lies in the edge of the coin. Regular clad quarters show a visible copper stripe around the edge, while silver errors have a clean, solid silver edge. These subtle differences are what make coin hunting so thrilling. Millions of quarters were minted in 1965, all without mint marks, as the mint temporarily removed them to discourage hoarding. Yet, among those millions, a few extraordinary coins slipped through, minting mistakes that are now priceless. These silver planchet errors are among the most famous transitional errors in U.S. coinage history, and collectors constantly search for them in old coin rolls, jars, and collections. It's fascinating how a simple oversight at the mint could turn into such an incredible discovery decades later. Each silver 1965 quarter tells a story of history, change, and pure luck. The Washington quarters designed by John Flanagan remained untouched, showing Washington's proud profile on the front and the fierce bald eagle on the reverse. Symbols that had become deeply rooted in American identity. Even though the metal changed, the meaning stayed the same. The 1965 quarter was still a tribute to leadership, freedom, and endurance. Some collectors also search for other minting errors from that year, such as double strikes, off-center errors, and missing clad layers, all of which add rarity and excitement to the hunt. The 1965 Washington quarter stands as a bridge between two worlds, one of silver elegance and one of modern practicality. It marks the moment America's coins shifted from precious metal to industrial alloy. Because of that historical significance, collectors value this coin not only for its rarity but also for what it represents. A major milestone in U.S. mint history. Over the years, the story of the 1965 quarter has inspired generations of treasure hunters, each hoping to find that elusive silver version in a pile of ordinary change. Some have indeed found them. Old collections, forgotten rolls, and even inherited coins have revealed these rare pieces, shocking their owners with their immense worth. These discoveries remind us that history sometimes hides in plain sight, waiting for sharp eyes and curious minds to uncover it. The excitement of finding a rare 1965 quarter continues today. Collectors weigh, inspect, and study each coin carefully, knowing that one small detail could lead to an incredible reward. Even though the regular clad 1965 quarters are common, the rare silver transitional pieces have achieved legendary status, fetching extraordinary prices at auctions. Numismatists treasure them as symbols of a nation adapting to change, preserving design, yet evolving in material. That's what makes this coin so deeply meaningful. It's remarkable to think that a coin minted for everyday transactions could turn into a piece of American history worth tens of thousands of dollars. The 1965 quarter is not just a coin. It's a story of transformation, innovation, and the hidden treasures left behind by human error. Every collector dreams of finding one, that one coin that breaks the ordinary and reveals the extraordinary. And the 1965 quarter embodies that dream perfectly. It continues to inspire coin enthusiasts around the world to keep searching, to never overlook the simple coins they handle every day, because sometimes, what looks like a regular quarter could actually be one of the rarest pieces of American coinage ever made. The 1965 Washington quarter remains one of the most fascinating coins ever struck, its mystery, history, and value forever intertwined. Point 1. Such extraordinary 1965 Washington quarter shocked collectors when it was sold for the astonishing amount of $207,350. You have a 1965 Washington quarter, check it carefully, it could be a life-changing discovery. Share your coin details in the comments below so we can help you learn more about them. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more amazing coin stories, and make sure to like this video so more collectors can join this incredible journey through America's hidden treasures. Top 7. In 1973, the United States of America continued to mint the iconic Washington quarter, a coin that had already become a staple in American pockets, wallets, and memories. But behind the familiar face of George Washington lay stories of hidden rarity, minting mysteries, and coins worth far beyond their face value. The Washington quarter had been part of American coinage since 1932, designed to honor the first President of the United States, George Washington. By 1973, it had seen decades of circulation, design adjustments, and a major material change after silver was removed in 1965. 1973 Washington quarter was composed of a copper-nickel-clad material, durable and practical for modern circulation. Yet, even within its ordinary appearance, rare varieties and minting errors turned some of these coins into extraordinary treasures. Collectors are always fascinated by how a coin from an everyday transaction can turn out to be a rare gem worth thousands of dollars. The 1973 Washington quarter is one such example that keeps coin enthusiasts intrigued. At first glance, the coin looks simple, featuring the proud bust of George Washington facing left, with the word Liberty above and "In God We Trust" beside him. Below his portrait lies the date, 1973, a small number that would one day make collectors' hearts race. In the reverse, a bold eagle spreads its wings, perched upon a bundle of arrows, symbolizing strength and readiness to defend freedom. Around it, the words United States of America and E Pluribus Unum serve as reminders of unity and heritage. The 1973 quarters were minted at two primary facilities, Philadelphia and Denver. The ones from Denver carry the small d mint mark, while Philadelphia coins bear none. Both are common, but certain error coins from these mints became legends. Some 1973 quarters were struck on leftover silver planchets, a rarity that collectors chase tirelessly. These transitional errors occurred when the mint accidentally used a blank intended for earlier silver coins. Imagine finding one of these silver 1973 quarters among your spare change. The thought alone is enough to spark the curiosity of any coin enthusiast. These mistakes are so rare that only a handful are known to exist today. Another fascinating variety is the off-center strike, where the design is noticeably misplaced on the coin's surface. These errors, depending on how dramatic they appear, can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Collectors also look for double die obverse or reverse errors, where the coin's lettering or features appear slightly doubled due to a misalignment during minting. The more visible the doubling, the higher the coin's value. Even a small flaw, a missing clad layer, a clipped planchet, or a broad strike, can turn a 1973 Washington quarter into something truly special. Every imperfection tells a unique story about what happened inside the mint that year. The U.S. Mint in 1973 was busy preparing for the new bicentennial coinage that would debut just a few years later. Amid this busy period, small mistakes slipped through, leaving behind coins that collectors treasure today. Regular circulation 1973 quarters may seem ordinary, but when found in pristine mint state condition, they can fetch impressive prices. Coins graded MS67 or higher are especially valuable because of their sharp detail and flawless surface. Collectors often describe the 1973 quarter as a modern treasure, a coin that bridges the past and the future of American currency. Combining the historic Washington design with modern minting technology, the composition of copper and nickel may not shine like silver, but it represents a time when America embraced practicality over luxury in its circulating coins. Still, the passion for collecting remained just as strong. There's something captivating about how even the most common coin can hold untold stories of minting craftsmanship and hidden value. The 1973 Washington quarter perfectly embodies that spirit. When you hold a 1973 quarter, you're not just holding money, you're holding a piece of the 1970s, a time of cultural change, economic challenge, and national pride. Many collectors recall finding these quarters in their childhood piggy banks, unaware that some of them might one day become highly sought-after rarities. For coin enthusiasts today, examining each 1973 quarter carefully can be both exciting and rewarding. You never know when a rare variety or error coin might reveal itself. Always pay attention to the mint mark, the details of Washington's portrait, the clarity of the lettering, and even the coin's weight. Each clue can lead you closer to identifying a valuable piece. One of the most appealing aspects of coin collecting is that incredible discoveries can come from the most unexpected places: pocket change, old coin jars, or inherited collections. The 1973 Washington quarter continues to inspire collectors around the world. It teaches us that even coins made for everyday use can transform into extraordinary artifacts over time. this coin reminds us that beauty and value aren't always found in precious metals, sometimes they're hidden in history, craftsmanship, and chance. Collectors who specialize in Washington quarters cherish the 1973 issue not just for its rarity, but for its connection to the rich legacy of American coinage. Each coin, whether it's a flawless mint state example or a striking minting error, tells a story of precision, imperfection, and enduring fascination. And that's why the hunt for the perfect 1973 Washington quarter never stops, because within these small pieces of metal lies the thrill of discovery. So, check your coins closely. That old 1973 quarter sitting in a drawer could be something far more valuable than you imagine. One of these extraordinary coins once sold for an incredible amount of $145,137. You have a 1973 Washington quarter. Share its details in the comments below. Our channel would love to help you identify and learn about your coins. Don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating coin stories and discoveries, and make sure to like this video so more collectors can join this amazing treasure hunt. Top 8. In 1985, the United States of America continued the proud tradition of minting one of its most iconic coins, the Washington quarter dollar. Though it was just another year in circulation for most people, little did they know that some of these 1985 quarters would later become incredibly valuable treasures. The Washington quarter has been part of American life since 1932, when it was first introduced to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Its design, created by sculptor John Flanagan, has stood the test of time and remains a beloved symbol of American history. By 1985, the coin had already undergone major changes, especially in its metal composition. Gone were the days of silver quarters. Instead, the U.S. Mint used a copper-nickel-clad material that made the coins more durable and affordable for circulation. At first glance, the 1985 quarter looks like an ordinary coin, simple, familiar, and easily overlooked. But what makes some of them special is not what's on the surface, but what's hidden beneath it: minting errors and rare varieties that collectors crave. On the obverse side, George Washington's proud profile faces left, surrounded by the words "Liberty" above and "In God We Trust" on the left. The date, 1985, rests below his neckline, representing a year full of hidden treasures for coin enthusiasts. The reverse displays the famous bald eagle design, wings spread wide, clutching a bundle of arrows, symbolizing strength and readiness. This design had become a familiar sight across generations of Americans. The 1985 Washington quarter was minted in two locations, Philadelphia and Denver. The ones from Philadelphia carry no mint mark, while those from Denver bear a small D on the obverse, just beside Washington's ponytail. Both mints produced hundreds of millions of coins, ensuring plenty for circulation. Yet, despite their abundance, certain 1985 quarters have become incredibly valuable due to errors, varieties, or exceptionally high grades. Among the most sought after are the 1985 quarters with minting errors, coins struck off-center, double struck, or missing part of their clad layer. These imperfections make them unique, often turning an everyday coin into a collector's dream. Off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing or misaligned, are particularly popular. The more dramatic the misalignment, the higher the coin's value. Another fascinating error involves missing clad layers. When this happens, the coin reveals its reddish copper core, giving it an unusual appearance that collectors quickly recognize. Double die errors, where letters or numbers appear slightly doubled, also attract strong attention. These rare mistakes are the result of a misaligned hub during the minting process, creating a ghost-like doubling effect. Even perfectly minted 1985 quarters can be valuable when found in pristine condition. Coins graded MS67 or higher by professional grading services can command impressive prices due to their flawless luster and sharp detail. The 1985 quarter was minted during a period of great technological advancement at the U.S. Mint. Precision machines reduced errors significantly, which makes any surviving minting mistake from that year all the more special. For collectors, the thrill lies in the hunt, finding that one extraordinary coin hidden among the ordinary. A simple 1985 quarter could turn out to be worth far more than you expect. This coin also tells the story of the 1980s, a time of cultural change, innovation, and progress in America. Holding a 1985 quarter is like holding a tiny piece of that vibrant era in your hand. Every coin that passes through time carries its own journey, from minting presses to cash registers, from pockets to collections. Some end up lost, while others are rediscovered decades later, gleaming like forgotten treasures. For those who collect Washington quarters, the 1985 issue holds a special place. It's a modern coin with a classic design, a blend of history and everyday life. Collectors often look for full-strike examples, coins where every feather on the eagle's wings and every hair on Washington's head is clearly visible. Such coins reveal the skill and precision of the minting process. Fascinating how a coin worth just 25 cents in 1985 can now be worth thousands, all because of condition, rarity, or an error made in mere seconds during production. The 1985 Washington quarter reminds us that not every treasure shines brightly at first glance. Sometimes, true value is revealed only to those who take a closer look. Coin enthusiasts across the world continue to study, collect, and preserve these quarters, ensuring their stories live on for generations to come. The legacy of the Washington quarter is unmatched. It represents not just currency, but art, craftsmanship, and national pride that has endured for decades. Each time a collector examines a 1985 quarter, they are reminded of how chance and precision come together to create something truly remarkable. Even after 40 years, this coin continues to surprise collectors with new discoveries, hidden varieties, and record-breaking auction sales. The 1985 Washington quarter stands as proof that ordinary coins can hold extraordinary stories of history, rarity, and the thrill of discovery. If you ever find one in perfect condition or with a strange imperfection, don't ignore it. Take a closer look. You might just be holding a hidden fortune. One such rare 1985 Washington quarter was once sold for the unbelievable amount of $110,250. You have a 1985 quarter? Share its details in the comments below. Our channel would love to help you learn more about your coins. Don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating coin stories and discoveries, and make sure to like this video so more collectors can join this incredible journey through America's hidden treasures. Top 9. In 1991, the United States of America continued to strike the classic Washington quarter dollar, a coin that had already spent decades in the hands of millions of Americans. But little did most people know, some of the 1991 quarters would go on to become valuable collector's items worth far beyond their face value. The Washington quarter has been a cornerstone of American coinage since 1932, introduced to celebrate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Over time, it became not just a piece of money, but a lasting tribute to America's first president. By 1991, the Washington quarter had a long and respected history. It had seen major design changes, survived the silver-to-clad metal transition, and remained a vital part of U.S. currency for nearly 60 years. The 1991 quarter was struck in two primary mints, Philadelphia and Denver, producing hundreds of millions of coins. The Philadelphia quarters carried no mint mark, while those from Denver bore a small D next to Washington's ponytail. Though common in appearance, not all 1991 quarters are created equal. Some were struck with errors or rare variations that transformed them from pocket change into treasures worth thousands. The obverse side, you see the familiar face of George Washington, designed by sculptor John Flanagan. His portrait stands as a timeless reminder of leadership and independence. Above him, the word Liberty shines proudly, while the date 1991 sits at the bottom. Flip the coin over, and the reverse presents the majestic bald eagle, wings spread wide, gripping a bundle of arrows, a symbol of America's strength and defense. It's a design that has inspired generations of coin collectors. The composition of the 1991 quarter was copper-nickel clad, a copper core with layers of nickel on both sides, giving the coin its silvery look and lasting durability. While millions of these quarters entered circulation, a few special ones stood out. Some were struck off-center, giving the coin a misaligned appearance that collectors find fascinating. Others were double-struck, meaning the die hit the coin twice, leaving ghost-like images of the design. These rare minting errors can turn an ordinary coin into a high-value collectible. There are also examples of missing clad layers, where the outer nickel coating didn't bond correctly, revealing the reddish copper core underneath. These visually striking errors are among the most popular with collectors. Even perfectly minted 1991 quarters can fetch impressive prices if they're in pristine condition. Coins graded MS67 or higher by professional grading services are rare and highly prized. Finding one in such condition is like uncovering a tiny piece of perfection from the past, a flawless artifact of the mint's craftsmanship. The 1991 quarter may seem like just another piece of currency, but for numismatists, it represents an era of consistency, precision, and subtle beauty in U.S. coinage. Every mark, every line, every edge of the coin tells the story of the U.S. Mint's commitment to quality and tradition. Collectors often search for full strike details on these quarters, looking closely at the feathers on the eagle or the hairlines on Washington's portrait to judge how sharp and crisp the design truly is. The 1991 quarters minted in Denver often show stronger strikes, while those from Philadelphia can sometimes exhibit light or weaker details, which makes well-struck examples from either mint particularly desirable. What makes collecting quarters so thrilling is that rare coins can show up anywhere, in an old jar, a forgotten drawer, or even in loose change from a store. Each 1991 quarter you find could hold a secret. A small minting error or exceptional condition could turn an ordinary coin into something extraordinary. For many collectors, the 1991 quarter also carries nostalgic value. It's a piece of the early 1990s, a time of growth, technology, and change across America. The beauty of coin collecting lies in this, the way simple objects connect us to history, craftsmanship, and unexpected discoveries. The 1991 Washington quarter represents more than money. It's a symbol of American pride, minted with care and enduring through time, and though most 1991 quarters are still worth only 25 cents, the rare ones, the error coins or high-grade examples, can be worth astonishing sums. It's always worth checking the coins you come across. You might have something incredibly valuable without even realizing it. Collectors around the world continue to hunt for that perfect 1991 quarter, the one that stands out for its rarity, beauty, or mysterious minting flaw. Each discovery brings a wave of excitement, proving that history and value can hide in the most ordinary places. You find a 1991 quarter with unusual markings, weight differences, or design misalignments, don't ignore it. It might be one of the rare pieces that collectors dream of owning. This fascinating coin continues to capture the imagination of coin lovers everywhere, turning small moments of curiosity into unforgettable discoveries. And one such extraordinary 1991 Washington quarter amazed collectors when it sold for an incredible amount of $87,407. You have a 1991 Washington quarter? Share its details in the comments below so our channel can help you learn more about it. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more amazing coin stories and discoveries, and make sure to like this video so more collectors can join this exciting journey through America's hidden treasures. Top 10. In 1998, the United States of America continued minting one of its most iconic coins, the Washington quarter dollar. Though it might have seemed like just another coin in circulation at the time, some 1998 quarters have since become highly prized by collectors for their rarity, condition, and unique features. The Washington quarter has a rich history. First introduced in 1932 to honor George Washington on his 200th birthday. Its design, created by John Flanagan, has endured for decades, symbolizing leadership, strength, and American pride. By 1998, the quarter had become a staple of everyday transactions, circulating in pockets, wallets, and cash registers across the nation. Despite their common appearance, some coins from this year hold stories of hidden rarity and exceptional value. The 1998 Washington quarter was struck in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Philadelphia coins carry no mint mark, Denver coins feature a small D, and San Francisco coins, intended for collectors, bear the S mark. Millions of coins were minted in Philadelphia and Denver for circulation, while San Francisco proof coins were produced with a mirror-like finish and sharper details for collectors. Even within these familiar coins, small variations make some extremely valuable. Collectors often seek out error coins from this year. Off-center strikes, double die errors, or missing clad layers can transform a seemingly ordinary quarter into a rare collectible. An off-center strike occurs when the coin's design is misaligned during the minting process, leaving part of the blank exposed. The more dramatic the misalignment, the more desirable the coin is among collectors. Double die errors are another type of sought-after variety. These happen when the die used to strike the coin has a slight misalignment, producing a shadow or doubling effect in the letters, numbers, or parts of Washington's portrait. Missing clad layers occur when the outer nickel coating fails to bond correctly, exposing the copper core. These visually striking coins are highly collectible and can command significant prices at auction. Even standard 1998 quarters can be valuable if preserved in excellent condition. Coins graded MS-67 or higher by professional grading services are rare and can fetch remarkable sums from collectors. The 1998 Washington quarter is composed of copper nickel clad, with a pure copper core and nickel layers on both sides. While not as flashy as silver coins, the design and craftsmanship remain outstanding. The obverse features George Washington's calm and dignified profile, surrounded by the word liberty above and "In God We Trust" on the left. The date 1998 sits neatly below the portrait, marking a year in which hidden treasures were quietly produced. The reverse depicts the American bald eagle, wings outstretched and gripping arrows, with a bundle of olive branches beneath, symbolizing both strength and peace. Around the eagle, United States of America and E pluribus unum are proudly inscribed. Collectors love examining these details, especially the eagle's feathers, the sharpness of the lettering, and the crispness of Washington's hair. Such clarity can indicate a high-quality strike or a coin in mint state condition. Proof coins from San Francisco in 1998 were struck multiple times on specially polished dies, creating a mirror-like background and frosted design elements, making them highly desirable among collectors. Even coins intended for circulation can occasionally display proof-like qualities due to a strong strike or careful preservation. These examples are extremely rare and can fetch premium prices. The thrill of coin collecting lies in the possibility of discovery. Even a simple coin roll or jar of quarters may hide a 1998 quarter with a rare error or extraordinary condition. Collectors often weigh each coin, inspect it under magnification, and look for unusual characteristics such as doubling, misalignment, or unexpected color variations. The 1998 quarter also reflects a moment in American history, the late 1990s, a period of technological growth, optimism, and change. Holding a coin from this era is like holding a small piece of that time. Every coin has its own story. Some 1998 quarters traveled through decades of circulation, while others were preserved in collections, untouched and maintaining their original luster. High-grade examples from this year are particularly sought after because most coins circulated heavily, making unblemished specimens rare. Collectors often dream of finding a 1998 quarter with a unique error or exceptional strike, something that instantly distinguishes it from the millions of ordinary coins. Amazing to consider that a coin worth just 25 cents at the time could later become a valuable collectible simply due to rarity, condition, or a minting anomaly. The 1998 Washington quarter reminds us that even modern coins can become significant pieces of history, bridging everyday life with numismatic fascination. Collectors treasure these coins not only for their monetary value but also for the connection they provide to history, artistry, and the enduring legacy of U.S. coinage. Even ordinary quarters hold the potential for extraordinary discovery, making each coin roll a small adventure in its own right. And one such exceptional 1998 Washington quarter sold for the remarkable amount of $76,733. You have a 1998 Washington quarter? Take a closer look and share its details in the comments below. Our channel can help you learn more about it. Don't forget to subscribe for more amazing coin stories, and make sure to like this video so more collectors can join this exciting journey through America's hidden treasures.